I am a regular guy, like any one of you. But as many of us, things happen in our life that make you this shift, this change, that it make at the end, who am I, who are you, who you are. The first of this event, it was 9 years old. I was planning to be a scientist. I'm not going to explain what kind of experiment I was doing because we were Frankensteinian. At the sea. I always live near the sea in Chile, in Valdivia. The most important event in my life, I think, it was the dissolution of my family. I am the youngest of 4, and it happened when my elder brother, he was tragically killed by a car accident. I thought it was a question that somebody was asking me. And I looked for answers. At 14 years old, I thought, maybe I should be a monk. And I went to the Abbey, the Benedictinian, to become a monk in Santiago de Chile. Short after that, I realized that that was not the answer that I was looking, because I misunderstood what this world was asking me to do. Thanks God, science, very early age, and the ocean prevailed, and I became a marine geologist. As a marine geologist, I travel all the world because I want to study my territory. And my territory is your territory as well. It's the whole planet, not Chile. And what I did, I work in a state, Canada, Norway, Monaco, nice place, where the International Atomic Energy Agency is. There I have the possibility to travel to more than 50 countries to help to create capacity building, manpower to all developing nations. Then I realized that something was cooking in Jamaica. There was an undercover plan to ravage the deep sea floor for mining. I became the director of the Office of Environmental Management and Marine Resources of the International Seabed Authority with the headquarters in Kingston, Jamaica. And that is the regulator, international regulator of what's happened with this deep sea that they wanted to mine. That quest, it was very shortly cut to. As you can imagine, my boss, the Secretary General, we have kind of conflicting ideas. So I was very quickly moved out of the International Seabed Authority, and my quest started. And my quest was to protect and to speak for the deep sea everywhere in the world. In that quest, I knew wonderful people. Some of them you will see in the next slide. I met Matthew Reeds, a movie director. I met Aquaman, Jason Momoa. I hugged him. I grabbed him like this. And he participated in our documentary. That the subject is me, of that documentary. I met other people that are around here, sitting. What do they do to me? They enrich my quest and make me stronger and not to feel alone. The next event that happened to me is a physiological one. I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. What it means is that my body thinks that the protection of the axon of the neuron is something that I have to chew, and it starts chewing it here in the C3, C4 in my back. So I'm losing my right hand, and I'm right-handed. I can see I'm holding in this one with this one already. So I'm coming in lefty, maybe by the hand, but also here. And what does it mean to me? I think that brought to me the use of this part of my brain. And I became an artist. The music that you just hear is the first movement of a symphony that I co-composed with the real composer, of course, Sergio Berchenko, because don't tell anybody, I only know to play the doorbell. But what I do know is science. And what do I do for this manifestation of I speak for the deep sea? I study more than 2,800 papers on the deep sea and the universe. And I give the narrative to the musician to speak for me in that language where I'm going to talk today to you, in this language. I need to apologize. I have a very strong accent, but this accent, I don't have it in my countries. Every time it happens when I go away. So as you see, I'm going to talk about mining the ocean floor, and there is a very nice concept there, the common heritage of humankind.
The largest living space on Earth lies in the dark oceans. And yet we know so little about it. At 4,000 meters down on the ocean floor, another energy revolution is underway. But are we willing to repeat history? What lies far below the surface has long remained out of sight, and usually out of mind. Now, however, humanity's close ties to the ocean are sinking deeper.
Don't forget, you need to go and see this documentary. I will be watching each one of you if you did your work. Why do we need to care for the sea? Because this is the only planet in our solar system that holds us, this kind of life. And the only difference we see with all the other planets, that this one has water. And that water is the ocean. And that ocean, that's things that we don't control. Photosynthesis, chemiosynthesis, and tectonic. I know everybody knows what it is. But the most important is that it's the only source that we produce one kind of energy in food, and we eat. The ocean is the one who controls all those global functions, regulates the climate change, maintains ecosystem function as alive. And all the species and diversity depends on the ocean. And we want it to ravage? Furthermore, it's all interconnected. So whatever you throw here in Perth, I will see it in Chile, and I will know it's coming from Perth. One thing, don't pay attention too much to the number. Just follow from here to there. Here is 4,000 years in age, and here is 216, somewhere there it shows. What it means, if you follow the two lines, red and blue, it's temperature and CO2 production, that you see that they follow each other nicely. And this is the geological record. That's the way the Earth, our planet, behaved. But what's happened 50 years ago? One went up. That's CO2. That has never been seen in this planet. 2016, we published a paper where we say that in that paper, we found out that the ocean not only is connected everywhere, but it responds very slowly. It takes 50 years to respond what we're doing in the atmosphere. So it will take 50 years to respond when we need to make the changes to. So we need to think very, very well what kind of changes we need to do. One thing that we always learn, and kids, and I see some kids here, the teacher tells you the ocean, the sea is 70% of the surface of the earth. But actually, when you look by volume, it's like to have the earth the size of a basketball ball, and all the water of this planet that keep us alive is the size of a marble. So it's very small, not that big. So, never again. For pollution, the solution is dilution. Because it's not going to work. And we know it. Look at the plastic. Here I want the lights down. The reason is because the area that I'm talking about is the ocean, but the deep sea, and it's dark, cold, and a lot of pressure, so I cannot go. But there is one mammal that can do that, and that is sperm whale. And I wanted to to light the UV, this is what you see. Probably, this is my design of a giant squid. And it's probably what the sperm whale sees, because that's the predator. And what the last thing that this giant squid here sees is the mouth of the sperm whale. These two personages are the main characters of a ballet that I also created and choreographed. And it will be premiere in June, so stay attentive. I'm going to talk about manganese nodules. Those are one of the things that they are going to want to exploit. And it belongs to you, and it's the common heritage of mankind. What does it mean? That all this richness, you are the owners, and also me. But at the same time, no one. Because it is for that young person that is there, the future generation, for him. We need to keep it for him. Right? I in my pocket here, have 2 nodules. Hope I don't break it. These are the concretions that they lay on the bottom of the sea. These nodules, they are built and created by bacteria, very slowly, millimeters per million years. So in my hands here, in both hands, are maybe 20 million years concretion and 20 million years concretion. It's the whole history of the ocean where these were collected. And these are yours. Recently, we found out this. Off the coast of Rhode Island, we found one of these sites with nodules in the ocean. They were not found before. I said 2021. What is the common heritage of mankind? All the white, not painted, is yours. That's your heritage. All we have painted and blue is already been taken. And if you see some red dots and ellipsoidal figures, these are all mining contracts already given of your common heritage of mankind. There are 31 of them. Unfortunately, there is an institution that is supposed to protect it, and that is the International Seabed Authority, where I worked. But this instrument of Dualos has conflicting mandate. On one side, it says you need to protect for you your common heritage of mankind, and from the other side, he said you need to exploit it, to mine. Unfortunately, since 2016, this organization has been only working to exploitation and not protection. They are misusing the tax money that your dad is paying every time here. I'm sure he paid taxes. I don't know him, he's married. For your future, and they are going to exploit it. What it means this to us, that all this white area, operationally right now, is unprotected. It's lawless. Anybody can go and do. Because this organization doesn't even have a rowboat to go and check who is doing what. And it's in Jamaica. It's expendable and definitely for sale. Let's go further. This is the biggest open pit mine in the world, Chuquicamata, where I live. But it's only 15 square kilometers in area. Every single mining site on the deep sea is 3,000 square kilometers, 200 times bigger than this. There are 80 contracts, and each one of them can do 10 mining sites. So 180 mining sites is the size of a country of 540,000 square kilometers. And it's not going to have any environmental impact. Anybody here, even he, can tell me, of course it's going to have an impact. Right, mate? What's happened in the deep sea? In the deep sea, when they collect these nodules that they are laying on the ground, they have to suck it up. So they're going to take part of the sediment. When they take part of the sediment, they remove the top of floor on the spray impact, microbial biomass, organic macrofauna, and then they create a new seafloor, old, which is 20,000 years old. The animals cannot go back. And that has been demonstrated here On the left, those tracks are 1.5 meters only. They were done 27 years ago, and they're still the same. All the animals who live there, they disappear. We'll never find them anymore. What will happen if we destroy all these functions? The only thing that allows us to be alive in our solar system will not work anymore. We will be suffering. What was my message? We must protect our common heritage for him. We cannot destroy the seafloor. We must make a geoethical decision not to intervene in the deep sea. And geoethical meaning how your moral and ethic internal driving forces of each one of you relate with your territory. And your territory is not your country. It's your neighborhood, it's your river, it's your birth, it's your cat, it's your dog, it's your family, it's the country, it's the continent, it's the planet. We must change our way of living. I have to sacrifice my right hand, and I'm enjoying the ball game with the music and the art. Who said, and everybody thinks that to make sacrifice is hard to bear. Maybe not. Maybe we'll have more time to share each other. Take it slowly. Live happy. I can make a difference handicapped. Just imagine. What difference can you do better than me? Thank you very much.